Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Straight cash, homie.
Back for another edition of the Claire-vs-Carlson show, episode 6. It feels like 666 because this is my cross to bear working with you, Claire. It is Tuesday, well, technically Monday, September 29th, 2014. Claire-vs-Carlson show. There are many things you can point your ears. This is one of them. We are part of the Late Night Sports Radio Network, latenightsportsradio.com. She is Claire, not Chris Mullins or Sean Mullins. At the Claire Bear 23, infamously of the NFL Female Podcast. I'm Andy Carlson, at Purple for the Win. Don't really need much more introduction than that because I'm kind of a big deal. And we can be found at Claire vs. Carlson, all one word, on the Twitter machine. And check us out on our YouTube page. And also, we're available on Late Night Sports Radio's iTunes feed. Search Late Night Sports Radio on the iTunes store. And another solid 1 minute of filibustering before Claire gets a word in edgewise. How you doing, Claire?
I was wondering how long you were going to whore us out right there. That was like a lot of explanation as to where people can find us, because obviously we're so important. They've been looking everywhere and they've been totally unable to find us before you explained that in such eloquence.
Yeah, because it is kind of an important deal, because this is starting to grow, because people are sitting at home, just sitting there playing with their knob, and they're like, I want some sort of sports talk that isn't the usual bro-low stuff, or the usual highlight stuff, or the usual will Tebow start, will Tebow not start, blah, blah, blah. No, they want some actual substance between a non-athletic male and a very handsome non-athletic male, and then a lady of whatever ilk you claim to be. Yeah.
I am the highest ilk. How dare you question my ilk? That's just rude. But I guess we're lucky to be here, aren't we? I guess they're lucky to have us here, the people who are looking for us.
And since you're from the South,
pointed in the right direction.
You probably give all the gentlemen down there the vapors. Is that a correct Southern colloquialism?
It is actually a Southern colloquialism, and you can't say it anymore because people give it a context that's not intended, so it gets gross and warped in the translation. But I do kind of think that's cute. Well,
now give me an example of how it's warped.
Well, no, I mean people will equate it.
Mm-hmm.
It should be like something. They don't understand what that means because it's like late 1800s. Your corset's too tight, and the ladies are fainting all the time because they're not nourished correctly. And the fainting is the vapors. But people in today's society don't understand the literal explanation of what that means.
All right. So when you say that hot guy over there gave you the vapors, and then a group of people around you might think that oh, does she talk about chlamydia?
Yeah, the airborne disease we all fear called chlamydia. Yeah, that's exactly what people say.
Girl, that guy just give Claire the... Do you get it?
I get it. The clap.
All right, so completely derailed this already, but for you and I, Claire, this is a very exciting college football and NFL weekend for us, and we'll hit some of the highlights. Texans, J.J. Watt is the NFL MVP. Neckbeard Kyle Orton is back in the NFL. It's Teddy time in Minnesota. Brady Hoke is dead man walking. Texas A&M is a thing. Derek Jeter. Goodbye. You gone. See ya. Ohio State strength coach destroys some sort of brolo. Javon Belcher had CTE allegedly. The Cowboys are for Rizzle. While Ron Landry finally gets popped for PEDs. And a bunch of other random stuff. But Claire, overall, tell us about your weekend, since it sounds very exciting. You got about 3 hours of sleep. You got the vapors from J.J. Watt. Give me a story.
Well, I have the distinct honor of attending the Houston Texans football game where they host the Buffalo Bills, on Sunday, this past weekend, and did some tailgating, had excellent seats in the first level behind the end zone, the opposite end zone where the players come out. So that was a good view.
Now, which Texans practice squad player are you sleeping with to get these tickets?
How dare you question
let me Wikipedia.
my moral standing? What?
Who's on the Texans practice squad? To the Google machine.
I don't know. I'm not feeding your silly suppositions about what I do in my personal life.
All right, proceed.
Okay, so, jeez, all the business all the time. So yeah, hung out, was drinking bourbon at about 9 a.m.
What kind of bourbon?
And that's, it's 1835. It's a Texas bourbon. It's delicious. And some beers, and had some burgers my friends grilled, and we just chilled. It was great tailgate because there's different lots. In the blue lot, it's like everybody has really loud rap music, and it's so crazy, and it's a huge party.
Oh, not rap music at the tailgate game.
Well, I don't care about it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I'd rather have like conversations with friends as opposed to seeing who can have the most Jello shots and play their music the loudest. So anyway, we chilled, my friends and I did. We just relaxed and then drank, and then went to the game and drank, and watched some horrible first half football, especially in the first quarter. But then the third quarter came, and J.J. Watt he went all J.J. Watt on everybody. And it was really the cutest thing ever when he scored his 80-yard touchdown after the interception of E.J. Manuel, who has been subsequently benched for one Kyle Orton. You mentioned Kyle Orton earlier.
Neckbeard, yeah.
Yeah, so...
No, J.J. Watt is a good player, but my God, E.J. Manuel basically just handed him the ball.
I know, he totally
gave him a reach around as J.J. Watt passed.
He liked it. Everybody there liked it. J.J. made him like it.
Now, I've been saying for a long time that E.J. Manuel, the guy who replaced Christian Ponder at Florida State, and the guy who a lot of people said Christian Ponder stole playing time away from during Ponder's senior year in Tallahassee.
Oh.
He is worse than Christian Ponder. I thought he might be on par, like they might be basically the same guy. He is somehow worse than Christian Jerome Ponder. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it's possible.
Well, he isn't good. But also, and you can kind of see Doug Maroon's situation, because Kevin Kolb was going to be the vet who ran things until E.J. Manuel was ready. Well, Kevin Kolb had all those concussions.
I don't know. If you're hitching your wagon to Kevin Kolb, you deserve to be fired.
Well, until E.J. Manuel was ready to play. I'm just saying. It didn't go as originally planned. And E.J. Manuel was thrust into a situation he was obviously ill-prepared for. And to keep him in that situation does no one any good. So let's step back, hand the reins over to Neckbeard, and see where he takes your football team.
It's so weird because Buffalo does have a lot of talent, especially on offense. I mean, their offensive line is nothing to write home about, but they got Fred Jackson, C.J. Spiller, who have ruined many fantasy seasons by being on their team and being played against your team. And then Sammy Watkins is a stud. Mike Williams is aight. Robert Woods is fine. And just E.J. Manuel is terrible.
He can't really get the ball to anybody. He stares down his receivers. He was better this week about getting the ball out more quickly, but you can just tell there's some fundamental things he is not doing in the quarterback position, and he just doesn't need to be starting right now. It's not in anyone's best interest.
And it's kind of sad because I think you missed a real opportunity on Sunday, Claire, because since Orton wasn't starting yet, he probably would have liked to be out there in the tailgating section, throwing back a couple of bourbons with you.
Well, Kyle Orton would have been welcome. He seems like a pretty mellow cat. I'd like to hang out with him a little bit.
Orton's partying days in Chicago. with the news of Orton starting again, it was a good excuse to Google pictures of Kyle Orton partying again, where he's just completely trashed and carrying a bottle of Jack Daniels around. And
I love those. I love those pictures. Have you seen those websites where they just have pictures of famous athletes at parties, totally just, well, shit canned, for lack of a better word?
I've maybe perused a site or two like that during my travels.
They're fantastic. They're super. I'm gonna find one, and you can tweet it out later.
By the way, is it James Ferentz?
What about James Ferentz?
The Houston practice squad player that you're hooking up with?
Oh, the sleeping with? No.
Kirk Ferentz's son?
Yeah, that's
the
who
temporary head coach at the University of Iowa?
That's exactly who it is.
Or is it Uzama in
Easy Wachaku? Easy Wachaku.
That's completely false. You just made up that
His
pronunciation.
His nickname is Easy instead of Uzona or whatever it is. And his last name is pronounced Wachaku.
I call your bluff. Because like half of the letters would have to be silent because it's spelled NWACHUKWU and you pronounce it like kazoo.
Wachaku.
What? Okay, mate. All right, so maybe the N's just silent. Shut up.
The end is silent. Yeah, I don't know. It's something
Fine.
from Africa that my tongue is not familiar with, but I've heard it pronounced enough times that's how you say it. He's an Aggie. He went to A&M. That's how I know of him.
Oh, he did?
More so.
Oh, so he probably put up like 2,000 yards receiving in college? But
he did all right. He was pretty prolific. He came out, I guess this is his second year in the NFL, so he came out the year before Johnny Manziel left.
So he was Tannehill's guy.
Yeah.
Him and Tannehill, dynamic duo. Tannehill and Wachu. He had
152 catches for 2,239 yards and 19 TDs.
In one season? Because it was the Big 12.
Don't be silly.
It was the Big 12.
That was his career numbers.
Oh, all right.
Calm down. Relax. Take a deep breath.
Yeah, he can't get a sniff in the pros because he played in a college system that didn't have a playbook.
He's been lobbied by many fans to be on the actual roster. But, I mean, no one's rushing over to grab him from the practice squad, so I don't know. The Texans were very wide receiver rich this year.
I don't know. I wouldn't exactly call Keyshawn Martin rich.
There were decisions to be made. Keyshawn Martin made the best contribution on special teams. Thank you, sir.
All right, so the Texans won 23-17. You tailgated your face off. You had like a 6-hour nap. Fitzmagic was not Fitztragic, and Houston won the Ryan Fitzpatrick Bowl. So congratulations.
Did you see the pregame thing that he did? It was so cool.
I saw a link to it. I didn't click on it because mostly out of indifference and apathy.
What's wrong with you is like the cutest thing ever. He goes crazy. He goes a little bit insane. You want to hear it?
No. Well, did his voice crack in it?
Yeah, it totally does. You should see DJ Swearinger watching. It's like really, really adorable. Okay.
But this thing means something to me. It means something to me. It means something to me. If you want to know how to play your name, look to me. Everybody.
They're so cute. See, that's really cute, right?
We're going to go out there and we're going to beat Yale. I mean, wait, what?
Yeah, because we know, in case you haven't heard, he went to Harvard. So apparently he's smart and stuff.
All right,
so that was my exciting thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Where were you sitting relative to the J.J. Watt touchdown?
The opposite end. He ran away from me.
Oh, so you could see that ass while he was walking.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got white guy ass. It's not
that
like
big
it's all
fat
bubbly.
Ass. Sorry,
it's an ass. Go ahead.
Sorry, that was from SNL. Did you watch SNL this week?
Some of it, but it did not really do it for me. I'm not finding the redeeming qualities in the show that you seem to find.
And my big fat ass. 80 Bryant's funny. Come on.
Is she the one that kept screwing up at the beginning, though? It really messes me up.
All right, well, let's get into the SNL points. So SNL, their cold open was a sketch about the NFL and their handling of the domestic violence situation. Host Chris Pratt did a bumbling Roger Goodell impression. It was basically just Chris Pratt in a wig. Keenan
Yes.
Thompson was Ray Lewis, kinda, and Jay Farrow was Shannon Sharp, and A.D. Bryant was the host. And you said was screwing up her lines a lot, and yeah, she probably was.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's a bad person. It just sort of... you watched Saturday Night Live so many years, and you see so many, not so many, but over time, cumulatively, there have been many, many sketches pulled off that seem almost effortless, and those stick with you. But when you see new ones and they screw up their lines and things, it's like, well, it's not really that good compared to other ones that have been excellent.
Yeah, I've always been an SNL fan because I would much rather watch a mediocre episode of SNL than be out and trying to pretend that I enjoy human interaction on Saturday night.
People are terrible. People are annoying.
Yeah, they kind of are.
They are. I mean, and then you go somewhere where there's like 60,000 of them plus on purpose, willingly. And sometimes you just wonder, you're there, you're looking at, why am I with these people in this big giant building?
And they're all drunk.
They're all so drunk and they can't control themselves. Why can't people control themselves? I understand having a good time, but not being able to stay in your personal space and being real messy, and just stop being crazy, people. Control yourself. Drink to your limit and drink no more. Do not pass the limit.
This coming from you?
Yep. I know my limits.
Oh, what is your limit?
Well, I mean, there's not like a set parameter.
Well,
it's just like when you're there, you're like, all right.
Well, rough estimate. How many fingers of bourbon or how many shots, for an easier measurement, would you say would be your limit in an hour span?
In an hour?
Yeah.
I would probably say 2.
2 fingers or 2 shots?
Well, 2 drinks. I drink usually bourbon and Coke, which I know is a travesty to many people. So whatever, I'm a girl and straight hard liquor makes me vomity. Okay, so deal. I drink bourbon and Coke. So however much you want to put in there with at least, some Coke, I'm good with that.
Now, you recently experimented with beer. Tell me about that.
Well, I have so many friends who are beer snobs, not even snobs, just connoisseurs, let's say. And sometimes beer can be actually not horrible. Sometimes it tastes like fruit and stuff, and that's fun. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes it tastes like bile duct secretions. And how do people drink this stuff and be like, oh my God, this is the best beer I've had since that Bellhaven 79 I had reserved in the cell. I don't know, whatever beer people do. And it's like, it tastes disgusting. It tastes like it came out of your intestines is what it tastes like sometimes. Don't you think?
Speaking of bile duct ooze, how's your gallstones?
They've, knock on wood, been very behaved since, I guess it was like Thursday night. Yeah. Thursday was the last time.
Yeah. What does it feel like when they act up? Where is the gallbladder, by the way?
It's underneath your rib cage, like
left, right?
The bottom of the top third, maybe, right? Okay. If it's busted into thirds, the bottom of the top third.
Sure.
On the right, just right of your sternum when you're like on your body. Yeah. You look down on that right. Mm-hmm. And it feels like someone took a broom handle and shoves it through your whole body.
Oh, like the Roman centurions stabbing the biblical Jesus Christ on the cross.
Oh, well, I wasn't trying to make some biblical martyrdom statement here.
Claire, are you comparing yourself to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Claire, not in the least. No. Fine. No, I'm not ready for that hate mail
yet. You probably get used to the hate tweets because people are keyboard warriors on Twitter.
Oh, yes. Oh, I try very hard to keep my controversialness to a dull roar because I don't really like Twitter battles at all. That's not fun, man. Yeah. People sound mean. Okay, in under 140 characters, people get mean. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the capability to say, okay, you're being a jerk off, but we're cool. We can talk this through and have a conversation in those character space. I can't do that. But other people are really capable of being mean and short, and I'm not a good responder to that sort of aggressive tone.
A couple of the Vikings SB Nation writers wrote pieces during the whole Adrian Peterson mess saying that he should be cut, and pretty much shared my views. And their error was having a comment section, and that thing was inferno.
Yeah, people don't care in a comment section. That's even less associated with who you are than Twitter, where you have an avatar and you have a little bit of a personal brand.
Yep.
Comment sections are so anonymous that people will just say horrible things to whoever wrote the piece and to other commenters. There's really no holds barred there. I can't even look at most comment sections. I get angry.
I got a lot of Twitter hate. Well, not a lot. I'd say a decent amount, though. Except people are geniuses. Like, they'll write it and then they'll block me. Except that means I can't see it.
Oh,
you
dumb,
morons.
Stupid people. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I usually go to bed at like 8. And one of the random nights of this whole situation, probably the night where the Wolves reversed their mind and said Adrian could play on like a Monday. Mm-hmm. So I said my piece. I went to bed, and then in the morning I got a bunch of texts and DMs saying that, a lot of people are talking trash to you last night, and I look at my mentions and it's not there.
Really?
Einstein's. I mean, it takes a special kind of hero to talk some smack and then black.
Oh my God. Okay, well that's an interesting way of handling life.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say something smart aleck, and then I'm just gonna block you.
Yeah, I mean, just let it lay. I think I've only blocked maybe 3 people on Twitter, mostly because they went like way too far. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a problem with people speaking their mind. I mean, I'm a big boy. I can handle myself. I'm not like Sam Ponder, who blocks everybody, apparently. That's a cheap shot.
Well, I block people like just as I see fit. I probably have blocked 120 people.
But why?
They get on my nerves. I don't want to see their tweets on my timeline. I don't want them to see what I write.
Oh.
Block and mute. And then some people, are just like perverse, weird freaks who will find a way to torture you a little bit every day.
Oh, you mean the perverse, weird freaks that start retweeting coffin pornography, Claire?
Oh, God. I was hacked, bro. I was hacked.
That's what they all say.
I know, but it was true. Man, it was coffin porn.
I mean, download Sterling when those audio tapes came out of him being a racist old coot. Yeah, the first thing he said, I was hacked.
That is just... But it happens sometimes, but I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't say anything myself. It was
Paul George saying stupid things on Twitter. I was hacked.
Yeah, okay, but I didn't say anything stupid that time. It was just
you didn't say, you just retweeted, and retweets are endorsements.
They are?
I read that.
I think that's what I try to not enforce on my Twitter feed.
How do we get on this?
I don't know. It's a good transition to something, though, I'm sure.
We're still talking about JJ a little bit.
Yeah, he's dreamy.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Claire.
look. Okay,
Claire.
look. Yo.
Claire.
What?
No, I'm just getting your attention here that you like completely pulled a 180.
No, I didn't.
You're all nice to JJ Watt to his face, but behind his back, you're stabbing him. You're like Judas. Oh, this is gonna be the Bible episode, isn't it?
No, I hope
How
not.
much silver, Judas? E2 Brute? Right,
I don't know anything about really Bible lore. So, sorry. But I'll play along.
Like when Jesus built the ark?
No, that was Noah who built the ark.
Got you. But
I'm
sorry,
a liar.
All right, so JJ Watt, you kind of hate him.
I kind of do, okay? That's the thing. I hate him because I don't think it's 100% this whole visage he has. He's not Mr. Perfect dude he portrays to the media. He's just not. But when you do things like that for the football team that I love, then those things fade a little bit. You could accept that in the big picture, So if he comes calling or something, I won't say no, but I'll just...
wait, you mean calling you, like giving you the digits, like?
Well, you never know.
Giving you his pager number?
You never know. You never know what guys are up to in this day and age. You never know who you might hear from.
Wait, are you getting all this inside information from your boo, Keith Browner Jr.?
My boo, Keith Browner Jr.
on the Texans practice squad.
Oh, stop it. Oh, you're awful.
All right, but J.J. Watt should be, well, he's definitely team MVP because he's gotten a Ryan Fitzpatrick-led team to 3-1.
Right.
Where Arian Foster is playing very sparingly, and Jadeveon Clowney is hurt, or J.D. Clowney, whatever it's called, hurt. And Daniel Manning is still playing an integral role in that defense. So J.J. Watt deserves to be the MVP, but did you know there has not been a defensive MVP since 1986?
I did know that.
And that was a co-MVP, Lawrence Taylor, and who was the other guy?
I forget.
Trivia.
Oh, I forget. I looked this up last year when I thought J.J. Watt was going to be the MVP. But then that was a long time ago.
They're teammates. They were teammates, 86. Think about it.
Oh, my God. I hate you. Oh, wait. Was it, Phil Simms?
It was Phil Simms.
Ugh, gross. I didn't even get to where I looked it up on Wikipedia. I just knew when you said that, I thought, of course, Phil freaking Simms.
And the previous two defensive MVPs besides LT was 1974, Merlin Olsen for the LA Rams. He shared with Ken Stabler, quarterback for the Raiders. And 1971, Allen the Judge Page for the Purple People Eaters, defensive tackle, legend, NFL MVP, and he shared it with someone named Bob Greasy and someone named Roger Stowbaugh.
Stowbaugh? Is that right? Stowbaugh? Really?
System quarterback out of Navy.
Okay, gotcha.
In
Gotcha.
1971.
I see how we're going with this.
So there is precedent for a defensive player winning the MVP. And, Watt is an offensive player, not going to lie.
Well, kinda.
He has as many touchdowns as Andre Johnson this season.
Yeah, J.J. Watt has...
Offensive touchdowns, I mean.
Okay. He is, in his total touchdowns, he has more touchdowns than Matt Forte, LaShawn McCoy, and Arian Foster combined.
Wow, that's just... I made a lowball offer for LaShawn McCoy. His owner did not go for it.
No?
He's frustrated, but he's not ready to give him the towel for Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
Alfred Morris has been rock solid this year.
He has, but at the same time, it is LaShawn McCoy, and you probably spent a first on him. First overall.
Number one overall pick, see.
Yeah, I did. In the one league, I had that first overall pick, LaShawn McCoy. Still waiting.
Oh, good for you. All right, so hold that thought. We'll be back after this quick break, and we'll talk some fantasy with Claire that does not involve chains and whips. It involves LaShawn McCoy. Back after this. Claire-vs-Carlson show.
Seriously, chains and whips.
Chains, whips, and fingertips. We're back from the quick break. Claire and I were just having a good conversation about snowblowers. Claire, why don't you fill people in about what we were talking about?
I'm not saying a word. Done.
Fine. Fantasy. Claire, how'd you do this weekend in your 17 different leagues?
Okay, I guess just for the audience's sake, in case they're new and didn't know this, I have 5 teams, not 17.
Yeah, close enough.
It appears this week I have fallen to 2 and 3 across the board in my leagues. Yeah. Well, your star running backs are...
Wait. 2 and 3. I thought you were saying that's your average record. I was like, it's only been 4 weeks.
No.
Do you play preseason fantasy football? Because that would be disgusting.
Yeah, no, don't do preseason. You don't even draft until like a couple days before the first game kickoff anyway. But yeah, so like in 4 of my leagues, my main running backs are Foster and McCoy and Forte. So, you know, what I said at the very end of the last segment, really applies to how my teams are performing.
Wait, you have Foster, McCoy, and Forte on the same team?
No.
I was going to say, is this a one-team league? Are you by yourself, Claire? Is this how you entertain yourself?
I just kill my opponents. I'm the Black Widow.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're dead. Yeah. And I get all the running backs who don't score over 5 points in a given week. Yay me! Winner.
But not that you're bitter.
No, obviously.
Now,
no.
I have a reason to be bitter because Cordero Patterson is still shitting on my heart.
Oh.
Wow. And also, here's the best beat of the week. All right, so Kyle Rudolph gets hurt, yes. Right? And the Vikings have not been very good covering a tight end, right? So I pick up Levine Toilolo off the waiver wire. I start him. I was like, maybe he gets a garbage touchdown. Who knows? Blanton can't cover tight ends anyways. Oh. So Atlanta rolls in with 7 healthy offensive linemen. 3 of them get hurt. So my tight end, towards the end of the game, ends up having to play right tackle.
Ouch.
Right tackle.
Ouch.
How'd your fantasy week go?
Well,
not too bad because my starting tight end ended up playing right tackle. I saw the horror before me.
I could see that. I mean, that would be pretty horrific because you know that he's never going to declare as eligible. He's never going to be that guy. So there's no room for trick plays whenever all your alignment are hurt and you're filling in the gaps. So it couldn't have happened to a nicer person, though, Andy. Way to go. You lost, I assume, right?
Wow. No, we still have hope. I'm down a little bit under 8 points, and I got Ridley going tonight against Jamal Charles or Niall Davis, whichever one he decides to start. So
Niall Davis already played, right?
No, Niall Davis is the handcuff for Jamal Charles.
Oh, wait. Who is the other? Oh, I'm sorry. The tight end for Washington, Niles. What's his name?
Niles Paul.
Oh, that's the guy I was thinking of. Never mind. There shouldn't be more than one guy named that in the entire NFL.
Niles is a manly name. Haven't you ever watched the show Frasier?
Yeah, I guess. Kind of. When my mom had it on.
I love that dog.
That dog's
Eddie.
Cute. Eddie's cute.
Eddie's probably dead now. Smooth segue from Eddie the dead dog to Teddy, the very much alive quarterback. And quarterback of my Minnesota Fighting Vikings, we beat the Atlanta Falcons 41-28 yesterday afternoon, the late game at TCF Bank Stadium, and it was glorious.
Yeah, I mean, that was an offensive showdown. That was some good football, actually.
What do you mean, actually?
Well, it could have not been good football, but it was good football. So you should revel in the glory of being the victor in a good football game.
It was exactly what the fans needed. I think we're finally all back together after the Adrian mess, even though he reinserted himself into the narrative by sending the team a pregame text message. And now some of the newspapers and columnists are saying, oh, Adrian Peterson inspired the team to victory.
Oh, okay.
I would like to read his text because it probably wasn't spelled very well grammatically.
That's true. Please go. Oh, are you saying you have it? You'd like to read it?
No, I don't have it. Like, I don't care enough to look it up because
Well, I care enough to look it up.
A text from an inactive player did not inspire this team to victory, did not inspire Teddy to have a hell of a game in his NFL starting debut. And
Let's find out what it was.
All right, you can look, and I'll keep ranting. And
rant.
I am a little concerned about Mike Zimmer and his clock management, game management, timeout management, because he's a timeout on a 4th and 1 to kick a field goal from the Atlanta 23, about 5 minutes in from the half. And that one was the most egregious one. The other 2 timeouts were whatever. But he was out of ways to stop the clock with 11 minutes left in a very tight game. Not the best use of your timeouts. And that's a very Rex Ryan-ish move, not a Belichick move. And that was kind of my concern about Zimmer when we hired him, because he's a hell of a motivator and a great defensive coach. But I was, maybe still am, kind of concerned that he's a much better coordinator, not a head coach. You know, maybe there's a reason that he got passed over for so many head coaching jobs time after time after time in the past decade. I don't know.
Not everyone's going to be good at everything, and not every team needs the same kind of coach. I mean,
a coach who's good at taking care of the timeouts and making quick decisions, because 2 of the timeouts are burnt on because he didn't know what he wanted to do on 4th down.
Okay, bro, check it though. Is this his 4th game ever as a head coach?
We demand excellence. It's a win now league.
Whatever. It's Minnesota. No, you don't.
We piss excellence, especially this week on Packer Week.
Whatever. Okay, cool. Have fun with that, bro.
No, because we have a quarterback who looks like a star in the making, even though he rolled his ankle a little bit, and Christian Ponder came in and closed the game, which was hilarious.
It was kind of hilarious. What's the prognosis going on there with that?
MRI was fine. Zimmer thinks he's fine. All signs indicate that he's going to start on Thursday.
Okay.
We'll see if he's limited at all. Like at his press conference last night, he wasn't wearing a boot or having a noticeable limp. So probably just a precaution. I mean, Ponder was just in there handing off anyways. And yeah, we'll see.
He ran for a yard himself.
He did.
So, pondering there, doing pondery things.
Now, see, I thought if Teddy's ankle was severe enough that they did rest him just because it is a short week, that Christian Ponder would get the start in Green Bay and just completely wax the Packers, because that would be so delightful and the most NFL thing you can think of, because the NFL is so freaking unpredictable.
Goal, but go ahead, continue.
Christian Jerome Ponder. That would be Sam Ponder's revenge for all the Vikings fans being so mean to her husband.
That's what Chris Kluwe should rename his band that. Sam Ponder's Revenge.
What's his band name currently?
Tripping Icarus.
That's a name I could have gotten without hearing for a while.
Yeah, well, what else? It's Chris Kluwe. So what are you going to do? I can't find what the actual text message said, but apparently it touched your sweet Teddy's heart and soul. Yeah. So, what else?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it just is a little unfair, because I know Adrian's heart was in the right place, where he wanted to motivate all the players, and especially like Jerick McKinnon and Asiata, guys that look up to him and he's mentored. But he completely bludgeoned the narrative now, because now it's Adrian Peterson inspires the team to victory instead of this young team under a young new head coach pulled together and got a damn fine win at home. Yeah. It's all the text message.
Because that's what people are talking. But honestly, I mean, and we're taping this not on Tuesday, but that's okay. But I'm just finding out about this. This is the first time I've heard about it whenever you told me. So it's probably not well known at all outside of Minnesota.
Oh, give it time on Tuesday or Wednesday when First Take runs out of things to talk about. When Skip Bayless's boner over the Cowboys wears off.
That was kind of funny, though, to name him Skip Boner.
All right, now that's a smooth transition. The Cowboys are for real, by the way.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know.
They rolled the Saints at home last night on Sunday Night Football, 38-17. They're up like 24-0 at halftime. That defense, who everyone and their mother thought was going to be biblically bad, is pretty aight. Rod Marinelli is not being an embarrassment for himself. Jason Garrett is probably going to get like a 20-year extension out of this 3-1 start, and they are going to roll the Texans next week.
Okay, so how do you foresee this shaping out? Please enlighten me.
Well, the Texans are going to let the Cowboys score a lot. DeMarco Murray is going to run up J.J. Watt's butt.
Okay.
And Des Bryant, Terrence Williams are going to get a little loose on what the Texans consider secondary. DJ Swearinger is going to get 2 personal fouls and be ejected from the game.
Oh, my God.
At about 30 seconds into the game. Brian Cushing's going to tear an ACL, as he's wont to do.
What is wrong with you? You just hate me and my team.
Oh, no. This is a fair and balanced assessment of what Dallas versus Houston is going to be like next Sunday at noon at the Jarrett Dome.
It's BS.
Jarrett. All right, so you think the Texans are actually going to go in there and stomp the Cowboys?
I think there's a possibility of that happening.
How about them Texans?
I'm not going to speak in crazy absolutes like you do, because we all know how often those come out true. Look at our combined picks for evidence of that.
Oh, you mean my 38-31 prediction of the Vikings winning yesterday was that far off, ended up being 41-28. And my prediction of the Minnesota Golden Gophers going into the big house and upsetting the Michigan so-called Wolverines was so outlandish that it would never happen, Claire.
Maybe.
Vapors.
Maybe. I mean, okay. Now, you know that Dallas is going to want to try and stop the run, obviously, because they saw Buffalo successfully do that.
We got to stop Alfred Blue.
And Arian Foster, who played the majority of downs in the game on Sunday. However, I think the Texans prepared for that game plan because they know how good Buffalo's rushing defense is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And so I think they prepared to keep the ball off the ground most of the game. So they purposefully didn't play many rushing downs. And so I'm just saying that Dallas can prepare, but what if the Texans prepared for Dallas through their preparation for Buffalo?
But what if the Cowboys prepare for the Texans preparing for them?
Well, that's just a chance that old Jason Garrett's going to have to take. We all know how good Jason Garrett's chances tend to turn out.
Yeah, by the way, Jason Garrett is one of those coordinators who is better suited to be a coordinator than a head coach because his clock management, his game management is terrible.
I almost compared Zimmers to Garrett earlier.
And
I didn't want to
Garrett wasn't even that good of an offensive coordinator,
no.
To be honest.
He's been, since he was the backup, he had been groomed for that position to become eventually the Cowboys head coach.
Virginia.
Yeah, Ginger. Still your soul, bro.
Hey, if somehow Teddy gets hurt, Ponder gets hurt, MBT gets hurt, something called Chandler Harnish gets hurt, we could sign up Jason Garrett because he is from the Norv coaching tree. He's worked with Norv in the past in Dallas. Come on.
Well, get you some.
Jason Garrett, starting quarterback, Minnesota Vikings.
Gross. That's awful.
All right, speaking of gross and awful, we'll get to our picks a little later on. I made some headway this week, and it was awesome. Gross and awful, Brady Hoke, just as a person, not as a football coach. Just kidding. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. But not that great of a football coach as the lowly Minnesota Golden Gophers, my default geographical college football team, roll into the big house and get a victory 30-14. The score was not even that close. And yeah, it's not looking good for Brady Hoke. There are pitchforks and the crowd lynch mob is out in full force. They want Hoke. They want AD Dave Brandon. They want everybody gone. They want Harbaugh.
They do. They want your boy Harbaugh bad. And
they do.
Brady Hoke started off so promisingly up at Michigan. He was the first season he was there, he was the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Was he like the NCAA Coach of the Year? He won like tons of awards and titles that year. Going 11-2. Then he went 8-5 in 2012, and then 7-6 in 2013. And right now he's sitting at 2-3. The very first time in Michigan history that the football team, has recorded 3 losses by the end of September, and that's over 135 years. So Michigan faithful are getting a little less faithful these days. It's been pretty ugly.
Yeah, my favorite thing.
Then he did this crazy thing. I'm sorry, with his quarterback. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
No. Go. Yeah, go. It's negligence. Go.
Yes, and apparently he has a history of playing very injured players in the past. This kid's 20 years old. He's in college. He gets banged with a helmet-to-helmet hit, essentially. You can tell. You can see him. His head flops off the ground and hits the ground twice. Something's not right. And so he comes out. He's basically leaning on his offensive lineman for support. And he had a high ankle sprain as well.
Quarterback Shane Morris.
Shane Morris. I was about to fill in his name right there. Thank you very much. And so he's leaning on his offensive lineman for support. And Brady Hoke, after the game, said that he thought it was just his ankle, but he put him back in there, and he said the doctor said he didn't have a concussion. He had been cleared to play, even if it was his ankle. I mean, geez, come on, man. 20-year-old kid.
No, that kid
sign up for that? That
kid looked punch drunk. He looked like you after 3 bourbon and cokes in 4 to 5 minutes. He was obviously concussed, like LaShawn McCoy.
Yes.
Concussed, and he needed to be pulled off the field. And Hope can't hide behind this. Oh well, the player wanted to be on the field, or the trainers didn't let me know. No, this is your fault. And when Shane Morris, in 10 years, comes back and sues the complete bejesus out of the University of Michigan, Hope is going to be liable here.
Yep, absolutely. How can you not be? And he basically played it off today that the buck doesn't stop here with him. That's someone else's responsibility. Well, you're in charge of the football program, Brady Hoke, and it's been falling and falling and falling, but whenever it becomes a moral issue about your treatment of your players who are kids and who will play their heart out for that university, you have to be the smart one and the adult and make the calls. And if it doesn't look right, then treat it like it's not right. I mean, err on the side of caution. They're kids. It's crazy to me. So that angered me to no end. That should not have happened.
And Brady Hoke is probably not going to work out. I've definitely got the under on him, and he is a Michigan man, as it were. Mm-hmm. And I do think some schools like Michigan are a little bit too entrenched into this whole tradition thing of, we need a Michigan man, someone that Bo Schembechler would approve of. So they have they're almost delusional, kind of like Stephen Ross, who down in Miami, who ironically is a Michigan alum, where he was shooting for Jeff Fisher and Jim Harbaugh down in Miami. He's like, all right, I'll take Joe Phillips.
Right.
That's what you're gonna get. You got steak taste, but you're only gonna get hamburger as a head coach. And Michigan, knowing them, they're going to shoot for Jim Harbaugh, who, I don't know. I'm still up in the air on that. I think he might go. Mm-hmm. I think it makes sense, but who knows? They're going to throw like $100 million at Les Miles, who is also a Michigan man, except they'll probably whip on him because why would you leave LSU?
Right.
LSU is sexy.
Yep.
And, they're going to end up hiring some third-tier, quasi-related to the program coach like a Brady Hoke when he came out from San Diego State. And then 4 years from now, they're going to be in the same spot again. Why can't they just pull like an Ohio State? Just hire the best available coach. Urban Meyer, I think he was from Ohio growing up, but he had zero ties to the Buckeyes program at all. Bring him in. Bring in your own Urban Meyer.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, find the best guy. Why does it even – I can understand the allure of somebody who has some sort of a tie to the university. But I don't think that should be anything.
Bo.
What? Why are you tripping?
So sorry, I was saying Bo, like an old man.
Oh,
Bo.
Pardon me for wondering what the hell that was. But you need to hire the person who is best going to, like they did. I mean, honestly, it's very controversial right now, but look at what Texas did with Charlie Strong. Mm-hmm. They may not be winning a ton of games at the moment, but the man is going about putting that program back together in the best way he knows how.
Oh, he is drug testing the piss out of them, literally.
Literally. I know, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if what he's doing is right or is actually going to help them, but dang it, you have to admire his effort to clean it up. And you want someone with that kind of moral fortitude in charge of your football program when it's gone the way that it's gone under Brady Hoke.
You mean someone who won't put up with the shenanigans of a scumbag like Taylor Lewan?
Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing. I don't even want to talk about Taylor Lewan. He's awful.
Complete.
Awful. And those tattoos are awful. Cover them up, Taylor Lewan.
Dirtbag. And the Big Ten is down, and they look to be down for a while, but Michigan still plays nationally. So if you can get a premier coach in there, because it's still a destination job.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Michigan isn't Indiana.
Right. They have laurels to rest upon to some degree. It's been there. They don't have to act like, they've been there. They've been there. They just need to get back there in the right way.
And I've been an overall college football fan, but I'm just now starting to get into the Gophers because they're kind of good, and I'm jumping on the bandwagon with both feet. And the one cool thing that college football has over the NFL is the rivalry trophies. And so the Gophers and the Wolverines played for something called the Little Brown Jug. And the Gophers finally bring the jug home. It's been like the first time in 40 years or something like that. They actually won at Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Oops.
What'd you do?
No, I'm just saying that was like a big oops for Michigan. Like Brady Hoke trying to explain. I didn't realize the historical value.
I thought something bad was going on at your end, like your snowblower broke or something. But no, then the Gophers and the Badgers play for something called the Paul Bunyan's Axe, which is awesome.
What? Really?
Yeah, and the Gophers and the Hawkeyes, Iowa Hawkeyes, play for something called the Pig, Floyd of Rosedale. It's a bronze pig. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Smooth transition. What does Texas A&M play for in the rivalry games? A pig?
That's a great question. Well, there's a boot, but I think that the boot is involved in the Dynamo game. I'm so bad at these sorts of things.
Is it Dynamo soccer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't make the rules. And
I see. Oh, I'm such a big Texas Aggie fan. Hook 'em. College Station. Did you know Matthew Berry's mom is the mayor of College Station?
Good for her. Did you know Hook'em is for Texas and not A&M?
Whatever. Don't interrupt my pontificating and judging of you, because I can clearly hear you Googling.
You can't hear a dang thing. There's
Texas A&M rivalry trophies.
Shut up. How do you know what I'm doing over here? God,
you type Southern too, I can tell.
Shut up. I hate you. Hate.
All right, but smooth transition to the Texas A&M Aggies as probably the most Texas Southwest Conference thing ever. There was an old Southwest Conference blah blah rematch, bad blood, whatever. Texas A&M hosted Arkansas at Jura World in Dallas, and they somehow survived 35-28. Kenny Trill was aight, and Texas A&M won despite not covering the 8.5-point spread, much to Andy's chagrin.
Well, maybe you shouldn't bet money on children. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, it was a Southwest Conference rematch because Texas A&M, Arkansas used to be all part of it because it was the 8 Texas schools in Arkansas, and Arkansas was always the outsider. And then Texas A&M went to the Big 12, Arkansas went to the SEC, and now we're back together in the SEC playing a Jura World.
Yeah, sometimes I just don't listen to you. I would have corrected you, but yeah. So go ahead. What?
And besides, these kids get paid too, so it's not like they're innocent children. They get a scholarship, they get a stipend, they get $100 handshakes. Please.
Oh, you say so.
I don't believe a second that these kids are starving.
I don't believe for a second that A&M actually plays for something that is trophied. You know what I mean? There's nothing that appears to be a trophy involved for A&M. There's rivalry games, but there's not trophies.
Well, are your rivalries named like Oklahoma and Texas is the Red River rivalry.
There's the Battle of the Brazos against Baylor.
Wait, the Battle of the Braziers?
Brazos River. It's important in Texas history, but I forget how, because I'm just not a good Texan.
You're a bad Texian.
Quit judging me. There is a battle that does not have a name. Wait, no, it does have a name. Hang on.
San Jacinto?
No, it's just called Arkansas, Texas A&M. It doesn't have, but it is a rivalry game. So that's important. I'm still looking for more. Bear with me, because this is important, obviously. Don't buzz me with that stupid caller thing. There's a rivalry at LSU. What? Go ahead.
Kenny Hill's statistics are markedly better than Johnny Manziel's through 5 career starts.
And that's
Kenny Hill for Heisman. It's gonna be Kenny Hill. It's gonna be Kenny Hill, Melvin Gordon, David Cobb, Mariota up there in New York on the Heisman stand.
Okay, I'm down with that, but he still has a lot to prove that he can maintain that whenever he plays the elite teams in the conference. You know, because you got to play Auburn, you got to play Bama, you got to play LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. You got to play, Ole Miss.
Vanderbilt. Wait, do you guys play Vanderbilt this year?
No, I think we don't this year.
Oh.
I know, it's sad for us. So,
What's homecoming game this year for Texas A&M?
Do we have a homecoming game?
Obviously.
We do?
Probably.
No one told me about this.
Oh, does every college team have a homecoming?
I don't know. I had it in high school.
Oh, yes. So you can go back and relive your glory days. Away picked at 17, no. OMJ.
No, I don't relive glory days from high school. High school was not a fun time. High school was awful.
Wait, were you the weird one who listened to like rock music where it's like, killing your mom, killing your mom?
No, I wasn't weird. I was a cheerleader and I was vice president of student council, but I did like good music.
Good music like Rammstein?
No, I mean, I wasn't diametrically opposed to Rammstein.
Good music like Gwar?
Gwar was fun to see live. They had these really crazy costumes and they were very overtly perverse.
I think their lead singer, Odorous, died last year.
Yes, and now they have a female lead singer.
You?
I'm not even kidding.
Are you moonlighting as Gwar's lead singer?
Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know?
Dude, that's a secret.
Well, I'm not sharing my secrets with you.
Are you still Googling something about Texas A&M?
No, I'm done looking for Texas A&M. We don't have a homecoming. At least not according to this website.
All right, well, la-ti-da, but that's a good time for a break as Claire cries in her Cheerios about not having a homecoming, not being able to go back to Collins Station and relive her glory days of being able to finish off a 30-pack of Lone Star in one sitting, but she'll be fine. We'll be back. Claire vs. Carlson show. And we're back, and Claire just boasted to me during the break that she is in full control of her urinary system. I don't buy it. I'm calling that bluff.
Well, you ask me every time we take a pause from air, do I have to pee? And I can manage myself and be prepared for situations where you can't immediately go run to the restroom. I can wait. I'm good.
Oh, good for you.
And so a couple of turbo items before we get to our picks, where Andy made a little bit of headway, and we'll make even more tonight since we're recording on Monday, and the Chiefs are going to stomp the Patriots at Arrowhead on Monday Night Football. But Derek Jeter farewell tour thoughts, go.
Do we have to talk about this for very long?
Yes.
But
no.
It's been talked to death.
But you're a big baseball fan.
I'm not a big baseball fan. I'm a big
That's
Astros fan.
All right, so that's not baseball at all.
See? God, you give me the most stress of anybody ever.
Your boyfriend.
We got it.
Your boyfriend Tobin Opperum would not call what the Houston Astros play baseball.
Yes, he will. Probably.
Not so much. But yeah, the whole Jeter farewell tour thing, it's all well and good, but he is a very good to average player on a premier team. And yeah, it was too much. The whole gifts in every stadium, the whole farewell tributes are whatever.
Yes.
He did have the walk-off game-winning hit. Well, obviously walk-off hit in his last home game at Yankee Stadium. I think he should have just called it quits after that, but he played at Fenway over the weekend, was drowned out by the NFL, thank God, and it's over. It's over.
And it's not, everyone's like, if you say anything negative about him, well, he's such a good guy, and he was so consistent over such a long period of time, and, this is the first year they didn't make the playoffs, and just yada, yada. I get it. But A, if you're not really, like, the hugest MLB fan on earth, and if you're B, not particularly a Yankees fan, okay, good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm sure you'll be in the Hall of Fame or something. And bye.
He's a Hall of Famer off the field, though.
Apparently his gift baskets are Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh yeah. All right, no. Do you find him cute as a female person?
He's not unattractive. He's the kind of person who's attractive, and then if you got to know him and he had a really good personality, then he could be very good looking to you. You know what I mean?
So you're actually not as shallow where personality does not factor into, or personality does factor into attractiveness.
Oh, it has to. I'm so picky of people. I don't like most people probably. And if somebody has something about them that's, I know. It's crazy. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But if they have unredeeming qualities and they are gorgeous, but there are things I just can't tolerate, then physically their gorgeousness doesn't mean anything. Go away. Gross. Ew. That's all.
Derek Jeter's off the field lineup includes Hannah Davis, current girlfriend. Yow.
Who is she?
I don't know, some model. Mariah Carey, Jordana Brewster, Jessica Alba, Miss Universe Laura Dutta, Minka Kelly, Jessica Biel, Adriana Lima, and Jeets did okay.
Yeah. Well, if you're a perpetually bachelor category premier athlete in the United States of America who's not disgusting looking, then you're probably going to do okay. Are you really that astounded?
What's that ticking sound in the background, by the way? Is that your snowblower?
No, it's my fan.
All right, just stop then.
Oh, okay.
I don't need you to be cool. I need you to be all hot and vapory because that is the best radio on this podcast.
My mistake. Sorry for trying to be comfortable.
I need you to go off like Ohio State strength coach Anthony Shiegel did on some Brolo who rushed the field. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that, and I've been waiting for you to explain it to me so I could.
It was awesome. Okay. All right, so some dude with his little bros decided to run onto the field, and he was taken out by Ohio State assistant strength and conditioning coach Anthony Schlegel. You should find the GIF. You should find the YouTube video because it is a full force takedown. Because this guy, Ohio State fan, he's wearing boat shoes, so I automatically
I see him right
him.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got taken out, and Anthony Schlegel is an internet superstar, and I love this man. And the memes are also phenomenal.
Okay, well, I'm looking for GIFs right now. I saw like a still shot of him taking this guy down. That was pretty fantastic. But yeah, good for him. It seems like he's pretty hardcore. He's pretty well renowned according to the Googles.
And absolutely, because idiots who run onto the field deserve whatever becomes of them. Like, they deserve James Harrison absolutely smacking them upside the head, like absolutely taken out, like with zero remorse, because you're running. They don't know.
Yeah.
You could be a mentally unstable person. You could have a weapon on them. You could be intending to cause harm. So these people who, get drunk or put it on Twitter like, hey, if this gets 1,000 retweets, I'm going to run onto the field. I don't feel sorry for those assholes who just run out there onto their workplace.
Right. They're trying to do a job, and then all of a sudden, some crazy person, you have to assume the worst, they're probably a little bit insane, is running towards your players and your team. Make a choice. What are you going to do? Yeah. Take him down, bro. He did. It was pretty cool. Speaking
of this, this reminded me of a story of someone called Vodka Sam, who in 2013, last year, University of Iowa ran onto the field and then blew a .341 after being hauled to jail. And so Vodka Sam definitely lived up to her billing on that. And yeah, look her up. Vodka Sam.
I remember this. No, yeah, I'm looking at this. She has a drinking problem. That much is apparent. But yeah, she's not unattractive. I'm sure she's cool.
Oh, that's right. And she tweeted about the whole thing. So the tweets were, just went to jail, #YOLO.
Mm-hmm. Classic chick.
Blew a .341 in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That mommy and daddy are really proud.
I think I saw a local news story that she had gotten help and was turning her life around. So I kind of felt bad for her, but who knows? That could have been for the camera, and she might be out doing stupid things again.
Right.
So let's see if her Twitter handle is still active.
Ooh, are we looking her up on Twitter?
Yes. @Vodka_Sam 2Ms.
All right.
It is not. It is not. It is a squatter account now. So that's kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. Vodka Sam seems like a good time. Well,
Vodka Sam just ruined my day because I got my hopes up really high for this Twitter account and nothing.
It's the internet age. It's the Twitter age. So that there's probably a parody account or 7 of Vodka Sam now.
At least for the people who still care.
And also in the picture I'm looking at, she's holding up a handle of Hawkeye vodka, which when I lived in Iowa was the most Iowa thing you could do, because a handle of Hawkeye vodka is like a step below Siberian Wolf. And Siberian Wolf is good because it's good because there's a picture of a wolf on it. So you get Hawkeye vodka for like a handle for like $8. And that's how it goes down.
It sounds like
it tastes like rubbing alcohol because it is.
It just sounds like this wasn't a very well thought out excursion, I guess. But maybe she does this regularly, and this is just Vodka Sam's way. I feel bad for her, even though she's terrible.
But long story short, let's end on a high note. We were going to talk Javon Belcher, but that's just sad and depressing. But so sad and depressing. Let's talk about your picks, Claire.
Hey, why don't you shut up?
And so recorded last Monday too. We both picked the Jets, and Chicago came in and stomped them. So that gave us an additional loss. And you were coming into the week at 32-16. I was.
Wait, I did not pick the Jets. I did not.
That's what I have written down.
There's no way I picked the Jets, Andy. There's no way I picked the Jets ever. No, not. No.
We can challenge. We can challenge it. We will go back and check. But for right now, Jets is what I have written down, and Jets is in the official docket. So for right now,
Okay.
Asterisk. Claire was 32-16 coming into the week, and I was slightly behind at 28-20. We did not do so great as you were 4-8, and I was 5-7.
Are we tied
Yeah.
yet?
It is close. You are up 36-24, and I'm behind 33-27. 3 games behind. We differ on the Monday night game. You have New England. I have Kansas City at home at Arrowhead. Let's see here the games that we were bloodbath on. We picked Washington to beat the Giants on Thursday Night Football. Not so much. We picked the Bears to beat the Packers at home, not so much. Bloodbath. We also got Pittsburgh wrong hosting Tampa Bay, Oakland wrong over in England against Miami, and Philadelphia wrong at San Francisco. But other than that,
Spot on.
we got a few wrong here and there. Like I got Buffalo wrong playing Houston, and you got Carolina wrong at Baltimore. But yeah, picking nits. Oh, you also picked Atlanta at Minnesota. How dare you?
Because I just did it for you.
Week 5 picks. All right, so I'm 3 down heading into the week. Monday Night Football is still pending, and I have my picks locked in and ready to go.
Okay, awesome.
Claire, are you ready, ma'am?
You know I'm ready.
To get your Week 5 picks, do you have to pee?
No, I'm wearing a double diaper from now on.
Thursday Night Football, Vikings at Packers. Who you got?
Packers.
I have the Vikings in a stunning upset. Christian Ponder will somehow be involved. I don't know why. I just feel like he will be. Chicago at Carolina. Who you got?
Carolina.
I have Carolina as well. Was it your time spent in Charlotte that converted you?
No.
Do you bleed blue now?
No, it's not
No.
blue, is it? It's a different weird color.
Well, what's the Carolina Panthers motto? Love you blue?
No, that's the wrong team. That's the wrong franchise.
Cleveland at Tennessee Oilers. Who you got? Oh, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Cleveland. Yeah, sure.
I also have Cleveland on the road. St. Louis at Philadelphia.
Philly.
Fly Eagles fly. I got them too. Atlanta at Giants.
Atlanta.
I got the Giants at home. Differing.
Yeah.
Tampa at New Orleans.
New Orleans at home.
New Orleans has looked really terrible
But
lately, but I can't go against them. I got the Saints too.
Yeah, NFC South.
Houston at Dallas. Here's one for you. I got Dallas.
Really?
At home.
Surprise. Well, obviously I take Houston.
How about them Cowboys?
I have to believe in them that they can do this.
That was great. I was a Cowboys bandwagon fan back when I was a kid, but that's when I was at the age where, you know, how kids are. Whatever team is winning, they pick, so I was back and forth between the Niners and the Cowboys until I finally settled on the Vikings, and my life has been a tragedy ever since.
Way to go, dude.
Buffalo at Detroit.
Detroit.
Neckbeards do not pull through. I got Detroit as well. Baltimore at Colts.
Baltimore.
I got Indy at home. Give me Andrew Luck any day.
Whatevs.
Pittsburgh at Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh. Jacksonville's so bad.
I got Jacksonville.
No, you
at home.
don't. You're
I
just
do.
saying that.
I have Jacksonville at home in front of like 10,000 people. Let's do this. Arizona at Denver.
Denver.
I got the Cardinals in an upset. The battle of coming off the byes. Bring it on. Whoever's the quarterback of the Cardinals at that point. I don't know if Carson Palmer's healthy enough or if it's going to be Drew Stanton again. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Chiefs at Niners.
Niners.
I got the Chiefs on the road.
What the hell? Why are you so bandwagoning on the Chiefs?
I don't know. I just feel like they're going to get it done because San Francisco can't string together 2 good weeks in a row. They just
How do
can't.
you know? There's been two during weeks in a row.
Did you just have a stroke?
As soon as I said it, I realized I totally worded it improperly.
Jets at Chargers.
Chargers.
I got the Chargers too in the last of the late games. Sunday Night Football, Bengals at Patriots.
Bengals.
I got Cincinnati on the road as well. And Seattle at Washington, Monday Night Football. Who you got?
Seattle.
I have Washington at home.
What?
Because I think it's just going to be one of those funky weeks where Denver goes down at home. Seattle loses to a crappy Washington team. Jacksonville beats Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a great week. So we actually differ on a lot, so there's going to be a lot of movement this week.
Great.
No, you should be excited about this.
Oh, I'm pretty excited.
This is where the men are going to be separated from the boys with the crowbar.
Oh, well, be ready to be crowbarred.
All right, because that's kind of unladylike.
Yeah.
All right, so we differ on 6 games. Thursday Night Football, I got Minnesota on the road. You got Green Bay. Then I have the Giants at home. You got Atlanta. I have Dallas. How about them Cowboys at home? And you got the
Texans. The Texans.
The who?
The Houston Texans.
Now I got the Colts at home. You got Baltimore on the road. I got Jacksonville at home. You got Pittsburgh on the road. And Monday Night Football, I have Washington at home, and you got Seattle on the road. You really like picking road teams, you know that?
Yeah, well, I do think it's a possibility sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. We differ on 7 games because I have Arizona on the road, ironically, and then you have Denver at home for some reason.
Look at you. Whenever you just think you have all the answers, something comes up and just bites you right on the ass.
Well, this is going to be a week where I'm going to win all the differentiated games. I'm going to win tonight when the Chiefs prevail, Arrowhead, and I'll be ahead. Let's see, I'm down 3, so I'll be up 5.
You
It's
were
all said and done.
awfully sure of yourself.
Cocksure.
You were awfully sure for somebody who has sucked so badly during the pick'ems.
Wait, now for another Southern colloquialism is, what is push?
What do you mean, what is push?
Yeah, like when you're saying that you have to go push, what does that mean?
I don't know. Like, is someone running out of gas?
Oh, no, you're not that part of the South?
I don't think so.
All right, damn it, because push means you're going to go take a dump.
No. Gross. I don't want to talk about that. That's gross.
I have to go out and push.
I don't like that.
All right, so maybe that's like more southeastern, southern. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, my people don't say those sorts of things.
I had 10 minutes of material lined up to go with that.
Did you?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. You probably researched it.
Oh, is this door a push or a pull? Well, I hope it's a pull.
Oh, that was a good joke. Maybe for some people.
Your Bay, Chris Boswell, thought it was funny.
Baker's ball. Hey, he's a kicker. He went to Rice. You know what?
Why do you have a kicker on the practice squad? That seems like a waste of a spot.
I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I think they were really nervous about Randy Bullock. I, honest to God, think they were nervous about him. But you know what he did yesterday? He had 3 field goals. One was 41 yards, one was 50 yards, and one was 55 yards. And those last 2 were very integral to winning the game. And he didn't screw up once. I'm very proud of it. He's an Aggie, and he had a really harsh, rough couple first years. He's coming back.
Because he's an Aggie?
Well, just because he's not a bad person, and he works really hard.
That sounds like the most mom thing I've ever heard.
Well, he's not the most exciting guy on earth, but he's an Aggie, and so I support that about him.
Are you sure you're not, Mom? Like, secretly?
I'm totally sure. The world didn't want that. No teacher on earth could handle this.
Now, I guess females can't really drop the line, I don't have any kids that I know of.
No, you can't because you do know. Sorry. Somebody must have come to the door.
Is it a service processor? Because I could see that.
A service process? Shut up. Do you mean like, what are those, like,
People who deliver subpoenas.
Yeah, those people. No, I don't know what those are.
You're getting sued, Claire.
No, I hope
Because
I don't have anything.
Chris Hansen. Yeah, because then the judgment would be worth the paper it's written on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the time you were on NBC's Dateline to Catch Predator.
Yeah, that one time.
Wait, it was just once? I thought it was like thrice.
That would be weird if you got caught on To Catch a Predator once and then you did it again and again. If you just couldn't learn your lesson. And Chris Hansen's all, wait, you again?
Why don't you sit over there? You know the spot.
We've done this before. You know where to sit.
Who did the Aggies play this week? Just wrapping it up, bringing it on home.
Why are you want to talk about A&M? You don't even like A&M.
Trans A&M.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. You love talking about my team. That makes me happy because 8-1. 8-1.
No, see, I just want to talk about things that get you riled up. Like, what's the deal with the Astros and why are they so terrible?
They improved significantly. Well, maybe not significantly, but they got out of their 100+ loss season stretch. So that's good.
Well, aren't they trying to employ like mega money ball where they spend like $0 for 4 years and then suddenly get good?
That was supposed to be something. They were talking about that. And that's apparently what Jeff Luhnow is known for, the GM of the Astros.
Was he ever part of the Marlins? Because I feel like they worked that strategy fairly well too. Like suck, be really good, suck.
I don't believe he did work for the Marlins. No, that's not. He worked for the Cardinals. That's who it was. You know,
Arizona Cardinals?
St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have they ever done for baseball?
No, absolutely nothing.
That's a shot. Oh, by the way, I've gotten notes from a couple of random people who listen to the Purple for the One podcast that your voice is very sultry, like you could work for a phone sex line if you really wanted to.
Oh my gosh, I've actually heard that before, and it's really kind of embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, you're giving me the vapors.
People don't know what that means. They're going to think that you have an upset stomach.
Let me take off my suspenders that are holding up my corduroy pants.
You're awful. You are terrible.
That's how I imagine it would go.
So this Saturday, A&M, I'm totally changing the subject right now so we don't have to talk about
sweet tight
digestive system actions. They play Mississippi State. Mississippi State is number 12 in the nation.
That's going to be a good game.
It is going to be good. The Battle of the Maroons. I wonder if there's a trophy for that.
The Maroon trophy? No, it should be something stupid like the winner gets Louisiana.
That would be the most awesome thing ever.
The winner gets a 4-day, 2-night, all expenses paid trip to Shreveport.
Oh, I have to go to Shreveport. Don't talk about Shreveport badly.
Oh, no. Shreveport was the random city that I always gave you crap about. Like,
yeah.
You killed a hobo in Shreveport just to watch him die. But joke's on you. He didn't die, and he knows where you live. He's probably at the door.
Well, now the whole world knows that I'm going to be in Shreveport, so the hobo can probably find me and, yeah, make me pay for what I did or didn't do.
Hobo Jack's going to turn you into the human centipede.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. That's actually quite disconcerting.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Wait, no. What do we say about $7 words here?
$7 words? What does that mean?
I was told there would be no expensive words. Fancy book learnings and stuff.
You can handle it. You know words.
Were you the English major?
No, I almost was an English major.
You just didn't want to be a barista.
Well, pretty much. I didn't want to go to grad school. I wanted to be a professor, but once I got done with undergrad, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm good. Thanks.
I thought you said college was the best time of your life. It was the best 6 years of your life.
I only spent 4 years. I was August to August. Boom, boom. 4 years in and out. Wait, the human centipede. Oh, my God. I'm looking this up.
What? You've never seen Human Centipede?
Jesus freaking Lord God Almighty. What the heck are you watching here?
I thought you said you were going to leave Jesus out of this.
I am so sorry. This is alarming. There's a sequel.
There is. I have not seen the sequel. Apparently, it sounds a lot worse than the first. Because, to be honest, the first one was a lot more tame than I thought it would be.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The film tells a story of a German doctor who kidnaps 3 tourists and joins them surgically, mouth to anus, forming a human centipede.
Yeah. Now, we were debating which section would you want to be at? The first is the easiest answer, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Now, would it be worse to be last or would it be worse to be in the middle?
God. I think last. Because I don't want to be too graphic here about what I'm thinking, but the last guy gets double the waist. He gets wasted waist. And this is a disgusting conversation. It's freaking me out. My palms are sweating. I can't talk about this in public. I'm sorry.
Wait, I thought you were into horror movies, though.
I like horror movies.
This isn't a horror movie. This is a documentary.
This is not a documentary.
Could you imagine?
Oh, my God. Shut up. Ugh. This thing is grossing me out so bad. I have to close this window. I can't look at this anymore.
All right, well, let's talk about a more fun subject here, just to close out the last 5 minutes in victory formation. What about sexism in local sports media?
Oh, that's more fun. That just gets me super riled up.
Well, what's been going on? I feel like you've been tiptoeing around this issue, and it seems that's something that's very close to your heart. And your buddy Stephanie Stradley probably has some very, very astute opinions about it. So what's up?
Okay, let me just tell you, it was very frustrating to be somebody who actually likes sports because it's sports, who is a female, and not just be one of the t-shirt people who like sports because her boyfriend or her husband likes sports or whatever else. So all the local radio shows, they all have commercials, and their commercials are about selling things to make it up to your wife for being absent during football season, or for having the guys over and making a mess of your house, and just all the things. The woman's always a naggy, bitchy sort of person who the husband is always looking to get away from and doesn't enjoy her, and she gets on his nerves. Yeah, so that part makes me crazy, because I know more females than not who actually would like to have a guy who wanted to watch sports with them and just hang out and relax and watch games.
In my experience here in the forays into mediocre sports podcasting and being on excellent programs like NFL Female, there is probably about 50 million females in America that know more sports than I do. Like, when I was on your guys' show, my head was blown because your guys' analysis is in depth, and mine was like, Teddy's pretty good.
Shut the front door. That's a lie, but thank you. No, I mean, it's not even about being better than. It's about quit defiling this huge segment of the population for no reason. What good does it do you?
Oh, like the Fox Sports college football commercials where, like, I told him he had to choose between me and more college football on Fox Sports 1. And I did not win.
The radio hosts, I think they believe it endears them to their audience, who they believe is almost completely male. But
well, see, that's what I was talking about when we first started the show, that I didn't want that whole brolo, frat boy, brah, YOLO sort of perspective, which you do hear a lot of, especially in local markets.
You totally do. And it becomes, whenever the radio station is tweeting out pictures of the hottest bikini body, and you're like, but this is a sports radio show. And then when the Spurs hired that woman as the assistant coach.
Oh, yeah. Is she hot? Yes or no?
Exactly.
Retweet of yes, favorite of no.
Is this chick sneaky hot? Well, I'm sure that's why she took the job, was to be taken so seriously for what she's wearing underneath that skirt. Really?
Violet Palmer is one sexy.
It's fine to think someone's attractive, but to have that be the focus of your coverage of a female breaking ground in a way that hasn't really been done. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Why belittle it? Why belittle people? Why make them feel like they're not welcome in your listening audience?
Well, on the other hand, too, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here.
No, play devil's advocate.
I just see it. It is very odd so there's a local Fox Sports affiliate up here, Fox Sports North, and every one of the local affiliates have what they call Fox Sports blah blah girls. Mm-hmm. So up here it's the FSN North girls, and then they have this whole contest of females applying, and then people go online and vote. Who do you think is the hottest? Who should be the next FSN North chick? And it is, and there are a number of people who share the opinion of me that it is demeaning. It's kind of entertaining though, because I mean, they get to go to all the games, and they do all the. They're not providing hardcore analysis, that's for sure. But
right.
A lot of it is a lot of the frou-frou, what you were talking about, the selfies, getting involved in the game, wearing pink to all the games sort of deal.
Well, it's A glorified
The-
cheerleader, pretty much. You can speak
Yeah.
well. You could participate in a pageant and maybe be like third runner up or something. You're that kind of cute, right?
And there probably is a segment of the female population that's what they want their sports experience to be. But to have it be just overtly sexist, like some of the examples you had, is so 1950.
It is. And then, they have this guy does really good characters. Lance Zierlein, everybody knows him. He's very well known nationally for his analysis.
He kicks for the Rams.
No, that's different. Greg Zierlein. Yeah, no, different guy. And he's great with his analysis. I love his analysis. But then he has these characters, and this one is Texans Karen. And Texans Karen is this sex-crazed mom, I guess a single mom, and she says all these crazy things. It calls J.J. Watts with an S. And the thing is there are a lot of fans who are guys who are that type of T-shirt fan, They like the merchandise. They want to look cool in their team stuff, but they don't really know anything or care. And
That's me.
there you go. You know that personally. But then they have to go make it a woman. And so it's just another thing that's added on to the whole women are the enemy precept of sports radio. That makes me mad.
All right. Well, let's bring it around and on a high note, Claire.
Okay.
Give me something that you're looking forward to this week, something that's going to make you happy.
Well, I get to go to Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh, yes, and Hobo Terry. Or no, God, what was his name? What would we name him?
I don't know.
Hobo John. No.
John?
Hobo.
I was going to go with Leonard.
That's racist.
Why?
I don't know. Fine, Hobo Leonard.
I was thinking Leonard Nimoy. And so, I don't know, for some reason he was sticking in my head.
Are you a Star Trek nerd?
No, but I do know who Leonard Nimoy is.
Fine. What are you going to Shreveport for?
Work.
Besides burning that town to the ground.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go celebrate my celebrity that nobody really knew about until you broadcast it. And go and do some business. And then maybe have a few drinks and watch some football.
You can't walk down the streets of Shreveport, mostly because of all the homeless people. But that's beside the point. I may be making that up. I mean, Shreveport might have the lowest homeless hobo population in the United States.
Maybe I killed them all. Maybe that's why I'm a celebrity in Shreveport. How do you know?
That's your business in Shreveport. Holy crap.
Well, now everybody knows.
You're like the Will Smith I Am Legend
Pretty much.
to the hobos vampires.
Pretty much. Yep.
That's a pretty good movie. I may have to watch that. All right. Monday Night Football tonight. Andy's got the Chiefs. Claire's got the whoever they're playing.
Patriots.
Yeah, whatever. Reminder of the stakes. Whoever comes out ahead at the end of the regular season gets to pick the opponents. So I get to pick Claire's avatar on Twitter for the duration of the playoffs. We're going to include cover sheet, cover photo, header.
Well, let's see if it gets interesting. Like if it gets closer to the end and we start getting like really tightly knotted here in the race, then we'll look into it.
Well, this is going to be a make or break week since we disagree on 7 games. So either I'm going to be firmly ahead, or if Roger Goodell decides to cheat me out of my life, you will be ahead by a lot.
Well, and the thing is it can change so much. So before we get to like week 14 and one of us has completely run away with it, I don't want to worry about doing the cover thing. Let's cross that bridge later.
All right, fine. If I have the opportunity, I'm going to make Claire's cover photo, her snowblower, and you'll get that reference eventually. But we are done at Claire-vs-Carlson on the Twitter machine. That is the Twitter profile picture. That's not going to change. We are part of the Late Night Sports Radio Network. Anything to plug, Claire?
Just the Wednesday night with the NFL Female Show, and this week's guests will include the guys
Texans
from
Molly. Texas Karen.
Oh, how did you know Holly, though? That's interesting. I'm not talking about that. That's not for public discussion. Ain't
nobody got time for that.
No, nobody does have time for that. And we will bring on the gentleman from First Take UK who just had the Miami-Oakland game at Wembley Field. So they're going to talk, or Wembley Stadium. Stadium.
Oh, my God. Is there a First Take over there?
Well, that's what their stuff is called. I don't really know the
That's messed
background.
up. I can't believe a British Skip Bayless. He would be like Simon Cowell, except less likable.
Yeah, not even funny.
Though deep down, I actually really like Skip Bayless.
Do you? I'm telling everybody.
He's my friend of me. That's fine. As for me, Purple for the win. We have the Vikings-Falcons recap show up on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and all that good stuff. And this week I'll have Giancarlo King of Bleacher Report previewing Vikings and Packers, the curb stomping that is going to put me in the driver's seat, and Claire and my pick'em as Christian Jerome Ponder leads the Vikings to victory in Lambeau. Lock it up.
It's messed up.
It's messed up. As is this show, and our cordial relationship is also messed up, but we're out here. Say goodnight, Claire.
Good night, Claire.
I'm Andy Carlson. Be good people. Have some fun with your sports. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week unless one of us dies in Shreveport.
Never know.
Not saying who. But
You never know.
My die in Shreveport. Hobo John caught up to you. Finally.
Shreveport's full of surprises.
The music was created and produced by Deeb. To hear more of his tracks, check out soundcloud.com/Deeb.
In my opinion, that sucked.